The primary purpose of the CAF podcast is to express platform for creators to express their personal views or opinions without restriction or censorship. All views or opinions expressed during the CAF podcast are solely those of individuals expressing such views or opinions and does not reflect the views of the CAF podcast.
DatPiff.com world premiere.
Yo, I just got the new thing for the summer. Now I need me a boo thing for the
Here we go, man. Cal Podcast, man. We back. This is number 3 of the Cal Podcast. I'm gonna have to give it a segment. I'm gonna have to call it Politics Matter. Yeah, because the first time we did this was just to talk about it, and the second time, you remember we had stuff to talk about, and then that's when the Venezuela thing happened. Literally, like the day before we were supposed to get on the podcast, and it was like, and you hit me like, "Hey, do you want to talk?" I'm like, "We ain't got no choice." So that happened. I think oh man, I wrote the date down and everything. Hold on, sir. Let me get the date right, because the last time we spoke, talked about this, because I want to be on point with this, because it's a lot done happened in the time since we've been on the podcast. The last time we spoke, so this is, what is it, May? So it's May, June, this can be May, April, March. Last time we spoke was February the 16th. February the 17th. That is the last time we talked about anything politics, and so much done happened. So we want to welcome back our political analyst of the Cal Podcast, the one and only Sir, Sir One Plus. Sir, are you ready? Sir, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Because it's a lot to talk about. So let's get this thing parked. Sir, right now in the United States, what is the state of America, in your own opinion, before we even hit topics?
You know what, man? It honestly, I think it depends on who you talk to, and what lens they are looking at. I think objectively, things are kind of bad right now. Gas prices are high, wages are low, things in Iran are still topsy-turvy. But I think going into this election season, if you are not a fan of the MAGA movement, there are a lot of reasons to feel hopeful right now.
All right. Now, I hope you're ready for this, because I forgot to tell you about it, but let's just start with the easiest one off rip. The war. What's going on with the war? Why people should be more in tune with the war, and why? And you know what? Let me stop asking you why. Tell us what's going on in the war and what people need to know about this war.
So right now, it is looking like things are either going to be winding down or ramping back up. And again, like, this is like day-to-day stuff. One day they're saying we're close to a deal. The next day they're saying, nah, we don't have anything. So it's a lot of different pieces of information coming from both sides. Iran is digging in some days. Some days Iran is saying we're close. Some days Trump is saying we're close. The next day, again, they're saying, nah, we real far apart. There was a strike. The U.S. struck southern Iran a couple days ago. So that's kind of throwing things in flux. So right now, it's really day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute.
So is it something that people really should be paying attention to? Because it's so much stuff going on. Like, should people be like, what's really focused on the war? Is that like, and I'm just speaking for me, I think the war is like the umbrella, or this, or how can I say it? The war is like the tent that's put up that we didn't actually be put up.
Yeah, so here's the thing, and beyond just gas prices. So in some way, this war is impacting everybody in the country, no matter where you sit, whether you own a business or work for a business, or just simply have to drive to work every day. But here's the other thing: the Constitution mandates that Congress are the ones that get to declare war. So the president unilaterally waging war is another sign of Congress abdicating its duty to the people, and that's bad. So if this picks back up, and in terms of like, if violence picks back up again, it really will be up to Congress to rein this president in, for the people to put pressure on their congresspersons and their senators to rein in this president.
Do you think that they even, with everything going on, do they have the balls to even do that?
I think so. It will definitely be close. So there was a War Powers resolution that passed in the Senate not too long ago. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily think that that will go anywhere in the House without some significant outside pressure. And again, and that's if fighting intensifies again.
Their fighting intensifies again, which I'll give that maybe a 76% chance that it might. That's just me
Close.
being me looking at it. That's just me being looking on the outside. All right, let's go to next one. All right. Still staying with the war. Never heard of this, didn't know it was a thing, but now it's probably the most talked about, the most Googlest thing in the world. The Strait or Hormuz. Break it down to us, sir. What is it? Because I didn't know. I didn't know this one place
Yep.
can turn everything upside down.
Yeah, so the Strait of Hormuz, if my percentages are right, are where about 20% of the oils of the planet's oil passes through that strait. So when things are flowing, people are making money. When things are shut down, people are not making as much money, and the strait being closed or under threat of violence kicks up, jacks up prices. The other thing about it is that like all these oil ships as well are insured. So a lot of it is not even necessarily boats having to be shot at. It is insurance company, hesitancies. They're not trying to lose their money as well. So, as long as kind of the strait is in flux, you'll see gas prices continue to go up. And everything associated with gas. That's car travel, air travel, train travel,
Yes.
all of that stuff.
Like we done seen Spirit Airlines shut down. I don't know if it's because of the strike, but a whole I went to South Florida this weekend and there was a couple there. They said like when Southwest, not Southwest, excuse me, Spirit shut down, it messed up all their travel plan because that was their go-to airline when they needed to get somewhere fast on a cheap dime. So it's like this one place that I'm pretty sure is going to be talked about and taught in future history and geography class for the rest of the earth because I never heard of the Strait of Hormuz.
Yep. Yeah. Big thing. I mean, Spirit shutting down. I don't know if we're gonna get to that, but Spirit shutting down is actually bad for everybody, whether or not people flew Spirit or not.
Okay, it wasn't on my list, but if you want to go there, you feel free to go there. Okay, we did that gas Strait of Hormuz. Well, no, we didn't do gas. We did war and let's talk about the gas prices. So we can talk. I don't know what the gas is with the straight, but I'm gonna just put it in one big bubble. The economy. Um, I mean, you still up in DC, right?
Nah, I'm down. I'm in the South right now.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say because if you in DC, I know them prices got to be ridiculous for gas.
Probably.
But all right, so the economy. How's that looking for the people out there who used to go to Walmart and see this price, and now they're looking at the gas station, see that price, and it's like, is are we gonna get any relief anytime soon?
Unfortunately, probably not. And I don't say that to be a Debbie Downer. It just seems like it is one bit of bad news after another. It started earlier this year with Doge and this administration firing a lot of federal workers. And it's just gotten worse and it's hitting sector to sector to sector. I think the crazy thing are some of these tech layoffs, actually. It was some of like these tech and like AI companies that are actually reporting record profits and laying off people at the same time. I want to say Meta laid off like 10% of its workforce. There are other companies that are laying off 10, 20% of their workforces at the same time while announcing that they are making more money than ever.
And I'm glad you brought up tech comes on that because I want to get to these data centers where it just seems like they just popping up more in the South. I think Tennessee is the main state where the data centers where you got people talking about the water use, how it takes a lot of water. Now these little small towns don't even have clean water, a la Flint, Michigan.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing that a lot of people I don't think are going to understand until it's too late. Like every time we are running and it's not just like Chat GPT and Claude prompts. But a lot of these graphics and things like that, they take up a lot of water and also a lot of electricity. So people are seeing those utility bills rise as well.
Like, it's the data centers. Are they the cause because um of Chat GBT and AI? Like, you just need that much power to control it for everybody.
So it's a little bit bigger, essentially than a bunch of people on their personal PCs. So a lot of these companies, like OpenAI and the companies that run ChatGPT and Claude, they also have massive contracts, like the federal government contracts with a lot of these folks as well. So if you think about it, like your personal computer times a whole bunch, is what like the Defense Department runs. Uh, they have an AI contract as well, and again, lots of companies have AI contracts. So like all of that stuff takes resources. It's power to generate the stuff. And where the water comes in is like these things get really hot, so you need water to cool them down. So that's where like sucking up the water and the utilities comes from.
You would think they would probably want to do this stuff probably somewhere near the ocean where there's limited, unlimited type of water. But hey, what do I know? I don't know so much. But we got Sears in here. Not Sears. I'm talking about the company. Yes, surplus in here where it's talking about politics. Politics matters. That's the new segment. All right. So we did that. We talked about that. We did the. He brought up the AI, the data center. All right. It's this thing called the Voters' Right of. Excuse me. Make sure I got it right. Voters' Right of 1965. It got reversed, and it just seemed like shit hit the fan. Tell us about it, sir.
I was on mute, my bad.
You good?
Yeah, so the Voting Rights Act, in a nutshell, again, Voting Rights Act, part of, one of the centerpieces of the civil rights movement, essentially, was some legislation that was put in place to keep states from suppressing Black folks, and now like other people of color too, but mainly Black folks, right to vote and suppressing our political power. We have had Republicans, going back to Shelby versus Holder, and I think that was during the Obama administration. But essentially, that Republicans, with the assistance of the Supreme Court, have been chipping away at parameters, of the Voting Rights Act for more than a decade. And last month, Calais, which was the case that they recently ruled on, essentially the Supreme Court is saying, that the conditions that existed, that precipitated the Voting Rights Act are essentially null and void. And with this recent ruling, essentially the decision was drawing political districts on the basis of race. In this case, drawing in majority Black districts, was illegal. So since then, what we have seen are a bunch of states, Florida, I believe, South Carolina, uh, Georgia, Alabama, and not all of these have
Mm.
been successful. But what you've seen are legislators rushing and falling over themselves, to redraw these political lines, to draw Black legislators, essentially out of their districts and essentially out of office.
Like, and once again, didn't know much about much, but it seemed like soon as that happened, and then you said it, they all ran to redraw these maps. Like I didn't even know that this was even possible that you can redraw a map to even do that. So talk about that. Talk about the redrawing the maps, like the whole process or how did it start and when it started. But it's whatever you know, sir. The floor is
Uh,
yours.
it's a complicated process. So essentially, the maps are redrawn it's supposed to be redrawn every 10 years, when you do the US Census. So like after that, people would say like we got X number of people here. If a state or county gains people, they can gain an additional congressional seat. By contrast, if a bunch of people move out of your state, you can lose congressional seats. So maps are redrawn every 10 years. What makes this different and particularly insidious is like the next census isn't until 2030, right? Like, so
Oh wow. Okay,
people
now
are
they talk to
literally just out here redrawing maps. Um, they are redrawing maps in the middle of the process right now.
yeah, because Ron DeSantis, I'm looking at it, he done did the maps twice.
Hmm.
And recently he tried to do it again, like trying to I think it Tallahassee, oh no, not Tallahassee, Miami-Dade. And the only reason why he did that because the Miami just voted for their first Democratic mayor in a
I heard about
long
that.
ass time. So I see that. So yeah, yeah, that's damn. Okay, let's keep it moving, man. It's just so much to talk about. Let me start. Let me go here because do you think Trump gonna make it?
Like life or like what do you mean?
All right, I want to say life too, but do you think he's going to make it the 4 years? Excuse me, 2 more years.
Yep, I absolutely do. So here's the interesting thing, man. I don't know if you've been following like the primary news, but particularly with the results this week and last week, Trump has essentially been tightening his
Yeah,
grip on
yeah,
the party.
yeah. I saw what happened in was it Indiana?
Indiana with the state legislator, the state senators that essentially refused to gerrymander the state and redraw their maps. Either most or all of them were voted out
Out.
in primary. Um, in Louisiana, uh, Bill Cassidy, who certainly no like liberal Democratic person, uh, did not make it to the runoff as the incumbent, and we're talking about a contest with three people, and the person in the office did not make it to the runoff, because Trump endorsed one of his opponents this Tuesday, or yeah, yesterday. Actually, I don't know when this is
Hmm.
run, but May 26th in Texas,
Yep.
John Cornyn, who had been in office as a senator from Texas since 2002, got stomped in the runoff of his
Brother,
opponent got over 60% of the vote.
bruh, I'm like, they voted this man out. His own party voted him out, but people went and voted for him. I'm like, what the hell?
Late endorsement from Trump for Cornyn's opponent, current Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton. So I don't think that we are going to see people crossing the president. Also, now I'm forgetting about it. Last week, a couple weeks ago, I can't remember the date. Thomas Massey, congressman in Kentucky, lost his seat. I think he was defeated by somewhere around 9 points. The most expensive congressional primary, I think, either in the state's history or I believe it was the nation's history. I want to say over $40 million in spending. Also, again, the president endorsed somebody else knocks out a long-term sitting uh, congressional member. So the message there is clear. And every time somebody that crosses Trump finds themselves on the opposing end of a presidential endorsement, they lose. And the thing about that is we'll see what happens in a general election, but particularly in Texas, if you look at the numbers, Ken Paxton, who narrowly lost to Cornyn, it was a three-way race in the regular primary. In the runoff, there were places that Cornyn won. There were counties that Cornyn won by double digits that he won by like 2 points this time. So we're talking about I think there was a plus 18 district that he won plus two this time. So people still in certain places, and particularly Republican primaries, people still like this president, despite him being unpopular everywhere else.
That's what I'm saying. Like you see all this information, like even no was it no it was a time seeing I think CNN reported that I think he had like 100% approval rating within the Republicans or something like that. But it's like with everything going on, they still support this man, and it's like, what has he done to make things better? Let's just cut out the Democrats. What has he done to make things done for MAGA folks?
I think that there are some people who are objectively going to look at this and say, I voted for this president, but I didn't vote for my neighbors to be deported. I didn't vote for my grocery prices to go up. I didn't vote for gas prices to rise. And like I said last time, there's also a certain number of people, a large amount of people who I don't want to call it the cult of personality, but there are a lot of people on both sides of the fence. So this is not solely a critique of conservatives. People look at politics like this is a sport. People cheer for their politicians in the same way that folks are watching NBA finals cheering for the Knicks or the Thunder or the Spurs. And as long as their team wins, whether that be, winning an election or owning the libs or you dunk on somebody on social media, they're cool.
Hey guys, this is Kendra. I'm the owner of Kanique Creations. I'm here to bring all those ideas in your head into something magical. So feel free, if you have any custom orders you want to get, whether it's t-shirt, cups, pillows, notebooks, jersey, flyer, shot glasses, anything personal that you could think of, please feel free to reach out. You could contact me on my social media, IG at Kanique Creations, or you can reach me on TikTok at Kanique Creations. Feel free. I can't wait to hear from you.
Man, we got someone with us today. Politics matter. We talking about everything politics. So much going on. All right. I'm saving my big stuff for the end, but let me get to another list of ICE. Are we done with ICE, or is it still around?
Nah, ICE is still rolling.
Or they just quiet after the two? Was it the two killings?
No, they're not even quiet. Just yesterday, I think it was either yesterday or Monday, U.S. Senator Andy Kim got tear gassed, I believe, in New Jersey. There was like essentially ICE in Jersey transferred all of their detainees like somewhere else. The governor rolled up there trying to get in. They didn't let the governor in. There were a couple members of Congress that came out as well. Like I said, Senator Andy Kim from New Jersey ended up, getting assaulted essentially. So no, this is not over by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the shiny little thing, the ballroom.
Okay.
Why are we worried about a ballroom? And before let me go back. What was he able to tear down what was it, the garden?
The East Wing got torn down.
Was he able to do that?
It's done.
No. I'm talking about from I know it's done, but did he have the authority to do that?
Should not have. But you have a president who says, essentially the rules don't apply to me.
Okay. Do you think this ballroom is going to get done before he leaves?
It depends, right? So I think the Republicans in Congress, if I'm not mistaken, shot down a bill because this was supposed to cost like $1 billion to complete. They shot down a bill to federally fund this. Trump was saying when it was initially proposed that this was going to be privately funded, and like this is not a sports stadium, which is crazy. So like selling, essentially trying to sponsor like the construction of public buildings is wild. But there might be somebody that ponies up the money for this.
Mm-mm-mm. All right, let me go to the next thing. Still staying with Trump. And the reason why the ballroom came up because this man people have tried to assassinate this man 3 times that we know of.
It might be number 4. They was shooting last week at the White House.
You know what, you was right because they did have that little incident. As a matter of fact, the people who was there, the reporters caught it.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Is Secret Service is not stepping up to par? Because I never known in my lifetime this many presidents that I'm pretty sure Barack Obama got a lot of threats, but
all of them do.
We never actually see the threat or hear about the threat or even get close to where it's been 3 times. Well, excuse me, 3 times gunshots that came by this man, and then the other one that video of them at the correspondent dinner. I don't care what nobody say. It was a setup from the jump. How you let that man just run through the light? when I went and visited the White House, probably
Hmm.
like a couple years ago, it was so many layers to get by.
Oh yeah.
How did he get that far about? Like you can tell like he's not supposed to be there.
Hmm. Yeah, and I didn't look into this too much. From if I remember right, I don't think the guy made it into the building, and like some of those gunshots were like Secret Service shooting at him, or something like that. But these are all like really, um, these are like really bizarre sort of assassination attempts. And I'm not like some scholar of presidential assassinations. Like did Lincoln was shot at close range. Reagan, I think was stabbed. And Kennedy obviously shot from long range. But they're like I don't know if like they got some more assassins in the back or something like that. But like these like the worst group of killers ever. Um,
It's I'm like, don't get me wrong, I don't wish death on nobody, but it just seemed like they just too close and it's like y'all not getting the job done. And
Everybody falling down on the job here.
it's like literally, and it's like I don't even know if Secret Service even trying anymore. They're like, man, look, we gonna give y'all a shot. Now, if you miss, that ain't our fault.
I mean, they prevented the stuff. I mean, they 4-0 right now.
Obviously, we okay. All right, if you say so. All right, man. All right. Three more things, Sharon. I'm gonna get you out of here. Okay, the next thing, we talked about it. Excuse me. We talked about him. We talked about everything going on with his health. Well, we didn't talk about his health, but I don't want to get into that. That stuff he be talking about he aced his cognitive test, but won't show us what's on the cognitive test. Whatever. Anyways, but there's a young lady by the name of Pam Bundy.
Hmm.
Oh my Jesus, in court.
Yep.
When I saw that, I knew for a fact she wasn't gonna make it. But she and what's the other lady that got outed? Was the
Oh, Christy Nome, you talking about who got
Christy Knowles. So when people bring up DEI,
hmm
you would think that this is the reason why you bring it up because don't get me wrong, they was two incompetent people, but they were the first two people that get fired were the women. So
hmm
going back to DEI, is it necessary to have when you see what how all these literally incompetent white boys are being put in positions and they can't handle the title? And I don't want to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. Supposedly the Secretary of War.
hmm I mean, I think this is why we need diversity, equity, and inclusion, essentially, man, so that people, unfortunately, um, cabinet positions are political appointees, and there is nothing. We don't even have the pretense of merit with any of these appointees. Pam Bondi at least was like the Florida Attorney General, if I'm not mistaken.
Please don't get me
Uh,
started with that.
yeah, but outside of that, like nobody, we had a Surgeon General nominee that ain't never practiced medicine before. So we got a health secretary who admits to sniffing cocaine off of public toilets.
I really didn't want to talk about him.
But this is where we're at. But in terms of in terms
If
of Noam and Bondi, like they were essentially fired for embarrassing the president or not being terrible enough, right? So like working for Trump is kind of like being in that class where it's like it's pass or fail, right? Like there's no in between. And if you notice, if you watch any of the hearings, people do not criticize the president directly, even when that man is dead to rights wrong. They never say, Trump is bad or Trump, even made a mistake, right? So with Bondi, she was unable to deliver on a lot of indictments for, the president's quote unquote political enemies. That's embarrassing, personally embarrassing when you're getting these cases thrown out left and right. Christy Noem got caught stealing. And the thing with her is not that she's like the first person to be suspected of using their office for the grift. When she got caught, she was like, Trump knew about it. And essentially the president was like, hold on there. I knew nothing about this. You gotta go. So, again, this is all of the things that they did prior to that. A lot of they out for embarrassing the president, essentially.
All
Or
right.
not being terrible enough.
Jesus. All right, here we go. Was it 1.7 billion?
Uh,
1.7
the slush fund, the reparations fund.
1.7 billion for the slush fund. Gonna be going to the people who literally was January 6th. But not only on top of that, the attorney general said that the Trump family cannot be prosecuted or indicted or whatever you want to talk about in the future of anything.
Yeah.
Talk to us about it, sir.
So I'm not a legal eagle. I'm not sure if that is like the prosecution thing is permanently binding, and I think there are a lot of Democratic candidates who might have something to say about that in 2028. But that's neither here nor there. Fortunately, that like 1.7, I think the number was like 1.775, something like that, almost $1.8 billion slush fund was killed in Congress by Republicans, no less. But the very idea that you would give, it was called what it is, essentially reparations, to white nationalists who tried to overthrow the government, which would essentially be funding militia groups, white nationalist groups, paramilitary groups, who would then likely take some of that money to intimidate folks in November who are trying to vote or just do all kinds of horrible shit with it anyway.
Mm-mm-mm. And let me say this. Do you think that, let's just say the 1.7 was for, let's just say they got the money from the tariffs, because I forgot about that. It just popped in my head. But let's say they had the 1.7. Let's just say he would have said this is for to give back to the American people. Do you think he would have got approved? Because it was in a slush fund for him.
So the tariffs are a different thing. People are eligible for refunds for the tariffs now, and I'm not sure like what the process is, but they are like refunding some companies for that. With the $1.7 billion, so essentially all the budgetary matters have to go through they have to go through Congress. So it's not a whole lot that the president can do unilaterally like that.
All right. All right, sir. Last thing. It's still there. It's still in the forefront. I
Mhm.
think he created this war because he wanted people to stop talking about him. Jeffrey Epstein.
Whew.
Now we had a prince that got
Yep.
outed out by his own family. Sir, and then they said there's no more files to be put out there, but we all know it's
Mm.
BS. Are we even getting closer to just seeing just a little bit more? Because then they had, I think it was Epstein assistant. She came out and said that she was even sexually molested by him at a
Mm.
young age. So where are we with the Epstein files?
It could get really interesting. There is a lot of time between now and January when the new Congress is sworn in. We'll be like about 7-ish or so months left in this year. So the interesting thing about these primaries is Thomas Massey, congressman from Kentucky, that I mentioned earlier, who was on the wrong side of that presidential endorsement. He and Ro Khanna were the two people on that bipartisan push to release the Epstein files. Thomas Massey ain't got shit to lose right now.
Nah.
So he might. He did say the night that he lost that he's going to devote some of his remaining time in Congress to exposing some stuff from the Epstein files. So it could get real.
Okay. Now let's stay right there because I think it was the Clintons. Oh man, I forgot about the Clintons. The Clintons, they came and did a deposition.
Yep.
And it's so from that point of view, do you think if more names came out, they're gonna well they probably not gonna put anybody else on Broad Street like that because it was the Clintons, but like if more names start coming out, do you think it's gonna start getting tight where people are gonna be like, listen, oh no, stop right there. Ghislaine
Yeah.
Maxwell.
Uh-huh.
How close do you think she finna get pardoned?
She might get a pardon. I think that the thing is like, what do you offer people? Um, what do you offer people in exchange for that? I think will be the interesting thing. Um, is there a name? Is there some hard evidence? I feel like honestly, like if there was some value, that already would have been exercised. If there was
I
some
don't.
political value to doing that. But I don't think that a Maxwell pardon possible is probably not probable right now.
I'm gonna keep saying it. I believe she's gonna get pardoned, and I believe she's gonna get pardoned like 11 o'clock at night, and then she's gonna go from their country club jail to
Hmm.
the airport. But I don't know where she's gonna go because she can't go home.
No.
And I thought about that for a minute, like she might go home, but she can't because if they just got rid of Prince Andrews, who knows what them people gonna do for her ass when she get back to her home country. So
Hmm.
to me it's like what can Trump say to her to even excuse me, what can she say to Trump to even to justify him giving her a pardon?
She would probably, I imagine, she would have to have some dirt on the quote unquote political enemies. I think if one, it is not politically convenient, unless there is some bombshell information that hasn't been surfaced yet. It is politically inconvenient, particularly in this election year, to pardon her. One, because a lot of MAGA folks, were very upset about the Epstein thing, and rightfully so, because this was something that a lot of Republicans campaigned on as being a Democratic problem. And essentially, the promise was, if you put us in office, we will expose all this and we will put all of these people in jail. And that's not happened, which
Mm-mm.
leads me to believe that there is either not as much here or there is some stuff on people that they don't want to come out. I think if Maxwell does get a pardon at this point, like I said, it probably won't happen this year. It'll be one of those 11th hour pardons when Trump is on his way out in 2029.
Mm-mm. And the scary part about all this shit, sir, something gonna happen between now and the next time we meet. It's just, brother, and this is all that I could think of that I wanted to talk about. I don't even know what else you got that we didn't even touch on that you want to talk about since the last time we talked, which was February the 17th.
Uh, Shit, man. Look, people just need to go out and vote, man. There's still a lot of primaries left. I know Florida has a primary coming up this summer.
We do.
Hmm.
I gotta look into it because right now, I'm be honest with you. If we do, you got a candidate. I don't even know who it is because it's like they just been sucking with the Democratic candidates. Outside of my man, what's my man? Andrew. They
Oh,
got
Andrew Gillum, I think. Yeah.
Andrew Gillum.
Yeah.
Outside of Andrew Gillum, we haven't had a decent candidate to run against this man. And if it wasn't, and even though he lost, if it wasn't for that situation, I think he still had a shot to get back in there. But
Yeah.
everything happened for the way it's supposed to be. So I don't even know if we even got a strong candidate to go against this man.
Yeah, I'm not super in the weeds. The Florida primary is August 18th. It is looking like for statewide elections. So House, all the congressional seats, governor, probably some state house races, as well.
So, and shout out to Angie Nixon. She's from Duval. She's running. Hold on, let me give her a shout out because she been doing her thing. What Angie Nixon? What is she running for again? But Angie Nixon, Angie Nixon, Angie Nixon. Angie Nixon. What is she running for? She is running for state. Nope, that's not wrong one. Sorry, apologize. Uh, what is she running for? Anyways, Shout out to U.S. Senate. She's running for U.S. Senate.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, she's running
It'll
for
be
U.S. Senate.
it'll be an interesting primary. Florida legendary rapper Luther Campbell on the ballot, and
Hey, look, if if Trump can get in, I really think now I don't know what Luke gonna do, but it probably better than what everybody else been doing.
I don't see Luke winning that primary right now, honestly.
I mean they you know what the crazy part about it is, as much as following that he's got, he can't get these people to come out and vote. If he just
Yeah.
worry about just the people that everybody who know Uncle Luke music, if he just get them people,
Hmm.
he could win.
Yeah, no, I think there's definitely and uh before Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who's former, I think, chair of the DNC, jumped districts to run in that race, I definitely saw, a path, however narrow it was for Luke, because you have somebody with a lot of Dame ID, a lot of cultural cachet in the state, um, who should be able, in theory, to get on the phone, call up a lot of his people and say, hey, can I get, I don't know what the max number, I don't know what the max out is for donations in Florida, but like you should be able to get a handful of people to donate
Bruh,
$2,000 or $1,000, whatever, to your campaign. You build up a decent volunteer and paid staff base to work the phones and knock doors for you. And like, yeah, Luke could have been incredibly competitive in that, and still can. It's not until August, but like, yeah, there's definitely a path if he is running like a nuts and bolts and grinds it out campaign.
it's like they don't like Roland Martin said. He said people think we need to have like a big number. He was like, nah, you just need like 15%.
Yeah, I mean, voter turnout in the primary is abysmal, typically across the board. So if you
Like
can throw people out, you definitely can win.
he was like, if you just get an extra 15% in a certain part, things have changed. But people think you need 100. No, you just need 15%. Because let's be real, some of these people really can't vote because they convicted felons. Some are two-time convicted felons. Then
Hmm.
on top of that, you got some who just really don't know. But you got some people who really just don't give a damn. But the ones who do, like, yo, your vote matters. And the ones who just like I don't care is the ones who really hurt everything. But once again, I think with this with everything happening with Trump in this election, it just I think people seeing that your vote really matters. And sometimes when you say vote or die in a certain every year, you have to come up with a new slogan because this was the year, it was simple, vote or die. Well,
Yeah, no,
excuse me, 2024. You should have been vote or
yeah,
die.
absolutely. Now, returning citizens can petition to have their rights restored in Florida. So, like that is again, we talk
But
about
they
another
they
angle for Luke to drive up that total. You talk about a concerted organizing campaign to get all the returning citizens in Miami 20 registered to vote.
all right. Sir, before we get you out here, anybody come to mind for presidential race that you see will be competitive? I hit you with some names last time, but I want
Yep.
to hear is there anybody that pop out to you as we get closer to closer?
It's still super early. I think we are going to see Gavin Newsom,
I do,
outgoing
let me
governor
go.
of California. I think that we will potentially see J.B. Pritzker, current governor of Illinois. Um, AOC is kind of the dark horse right now. She's making some moves
That's
on the international front. Also possible she might run for the Senate. But she is making some moves to do something next time.
she's my dark horse, and the only reason why I say AOC is because everything that happened with ICE, and right
Hmm.
now, especially with ICE and the Latino vote, you put that woman up there. I really think she has a shot because she can
Absolutely.
really pull. She like Latinos have been through so much shit these last 2 years.
Mhm.
Latinos, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans. You tell me that you got the chance to put in white women, y'all really dropped the ball.
Hmm.
Telling me that you got a chance to put the first woman in president is going to be a Latino. Like
Yeah.
black women, we got the vice president. We got
Hmm.
that. But the first female president could be a Latino. If I'm the Democrats, I'm looking at that and I'm literally playing with that idea. Now, who's a VP? I would probably go with Crockett. If
That'd be interesting.
Crockett or Wes Moore.
Oh yeah, Westmore. Yeah, but that is another one too.
So
Westmore. Westmore. I think we will probably see enter the race. Who else? There's somebody else.
it's not that many. Like even what's my man
Cory
from
Booker.
Pittsburgh?
Actually, I think Cory Booker probably hop in.
Man, Corey, back out. What's my man from Pennsylvania? I can't think his name. Who was supposed to be the VP for Vice President Kamala Harris?
Josh Shapiro, another
Josh
one.
Shapiro.
Yeah.
And it's one more person I can't think. I think it's a dude. It's everybody that I see them talking about is a young person.
I think
matter of fact, he's from Florida. I can't think his name. He's damn light skinned. Looking at his face. I gotta look him up. Hold on.
you're not talking about Maxwell Frost, right?
I don't know his name. Because he's on the what is Jasmine part of? Jasmine Crockett. What is she on?
She was she's in the House of Representatives right now.
House Representative from Florida. I'm looking at his face. I just don't know his names.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been a president that has emerged from the House. At least certainly not in our lifetimes.
House Representative from Florida. Images. No, hell no. They first person they pull up, Byron Donalds. Hell no. Oh my God. He's not on there. Oh my, I could probably find his picture way before we done, and I'll post it. But it's like they were saying that maybe he might think about running, just for once again that Latino vote. Oh no, I found him. Yeah, Maxwell Frost, that's him.
He's not old enough yet. He got to be at least 35 to run for president, man. Brother Frost is 29 right now.
Oh, well shit. That's not the question then. I'm done. So, sir, my dude, get some rest because we gotta do this again.
Absolutely, man. Let me know.
Because there's gonna be more shit happening with this man. It's literally like a full-blown sitcom.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, end us with something positive that the people need to know about politics and what they should expect, how they should feel, how they should move. Give them some good as we wrap this up.
Hey, if you cast an informed vote, man, stuff will change, and that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to change the first time around. Because every time you vote, you're not necessarily guaranteed to win. But if you don't vote, you're not going to win anything. But essentially, as we're seeing now, people are spending hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, to take away the voting rights of Black people. And if it wasn't important, if it did not matter, they would not spend a dime on it.
Politics matters, man. The Cal Podcast, man, is literally it's coming like a annual thing because really, honestly, with everything going on with our lives, everything it all involves around politics. Whether you like it or not, your life depends. It literally depends on it because if you would have told me about the Strait of Hormuz 5 years ago, I'm like, what is that and why are we talking about it?
And
now. Go ahead.
Reminder. This is the thing, right? Where people are always like will tell you, man, I don't do politics. Like, but politics is out here doing us right now. Gas prices going up. Even at the most base level, man. Like politics doing us. What things that are happening hundreds of thousands of miles away are impacting us at the pump right here.
That is Sir One Plus, the Cal Podcast, political analyst. Man, y'all pay attention to what's going on. Do not take this for a joke. Like Sir said, if your vote didn't matter, why are they spending all this money for you to not do it and redistricting these maps and everything? So y'all, man, stick to what's going on. Most importantly, pay attention to what's going on in your state, your city, and because you can change stuff there faster than you can change stuff dealing with the president. So, sir, appreciate you doing this. I'll probably holler at you in another 3 to 4 months. So get your rest, get your Wheaties. This ain't over with yet.
All right.
Man, y'all have a good night and we out.
G14 classified. That's good.
Headline, Starlight.
DJ Star.